What's up, people? This is the Red Dog Extreme. Came here to talk about what happened on SmackDown last night. And I gotta tell you, SmackDown was very good last night. It was pretty well. The night kicked off with Rey Mysterio against Kane. And I gotta say, that match was very competitive. I wanted Kane to win because I still want the World Heavyweight title in the feud. And then he continues to address his attack on the Undertaker, but Undertaker was going to return that night. I thought he was going to call out the Undertaker and then start off their fight. But it turned out Rey Mysterio was close to getting a win after numerous opportunities. He had the upper hand halfway through the match, and then Kane suddenly get the upper hand halfway. Kane had the upper hand, going to do the 619. Kane countered, chokeslam onto the chair, gains the victory. The match was very good. Good to get weapons involved in the no disqualification match. I gotta tell you, that match was pretty well, and I have to say I was a little impressed with that match. That match was very good to kick off SmackDown, so it kind of rocked the house. But after the match, Rey Mysterio was brutalized after that attack on Kane. Alberto Del Rio comes out and addressed, is he okay? And he said, he's okay. Then he attacks him because he thinks they should put him down. And so he brutalized his arm and then did a submission hold and then attacks him on the chair. So, I gotta say that's gonna gain a huge upper hand on It's gonna still rile up the feud with the Mexican Alberto Del Rio, who's like the Mexican JBL, against Rey Mysterio. So Alberto Del Rio competed later that night. I'll talk about that. So later that night it was CM Punk against Luke Gallows. No, CM Punk against JTG. And I gotta say, JTG was a huge jobber in that match. JTG did get some attacks, but CM Punk had the upper hand with most of the match till the finish. And then he nails the go to sleep in the Anaconda Vice. CM Punk addressed the Strategy Society, get on your knees. And he said, this is how you this is how a Strategy Society stands and acts. He's making it more military now and really pledging to the Strategy Society. I gotta say, that is full of order. And the Strategy Society really changed a lot. Especially CM Punk's a powerful man. Right-hand man, Luke Gallows. And seeing him compete later that night with Luke Gallows and Big Show, I was pretty pissed off when Luke Gallows lost his match and the Big Show won. I really want Luke Gallows to win so he can stay with Strategy Society and really make more of an impact. I can't believe he lost. I was pretty steamed about that. But Big Show and Kelly, continue to reach their mainstream. But I really want Luke Gallows to gain a victory. Then Serena to lose her match. She gets fired from the Strategy Society. I don't want the whole Strategy Society to be ripped apart. So I have a bad feeling about what's going to go on with the Strategy Society. But I gotta say, they were pretty great as a duo. They were a powerful duo, CM Punk and Luke Gallows. But then they recruited Serena, and then they get Joey Mercury like out of nowhere, a masked man. And now Joey Mercury is like the official member of the Strategy Society. So I didn't like how the Strategy Society went ever since all his CM Punk recruiting. His heel character is probably gonna eventually he probably may turn face. I don't know if he will turn face eventually soon, but he's still bald. He lost his match. Luke Gallows was bald. I mean, he had the mask. His mask got removed, and the mask assassin of the Strategy Society got his head removed, which was Joseph Mercury. I thought it would be Joey Matthews, but I was pretty steamed about that, and I can't believe Joseph Mercury is now ridiculously bald. So I don't know if he'll be thrown out of Strategy Society, especially him injured. I want CM Punk to do something about that, but next week he may do something about that. I want Luke Gallows to win, but Serena, getting released from her contract. I don't know what's next going to be with her, especially her getting released. So I don't know if she'll be back or if they're going to kick her out. But I wish they had that. She gets kicked out, and then that's what may happen. So I hope Luke Gallows will sticks around the Strategy Society for a little longer. So moving on. There was another match, Dolph Ziggler against Kofi Kingston. And I gotta say, the Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler match was pretty well. There was a lot of competitiveness in it. I thought Kofi Kingston was going to get the upper hand. The match, Dolph Ziggler did get the upper hand halfway through the match. Kofi Kingston nailed the SOS twice. Dolph Ziggler reached the rope. That was pretty well. Got the save. And that match, I gotta say, that match did have a lot of back and forth. The match was very great. I know people are probably getting sick and tired of the feud. People are so annoyed by it, but the feud is going pretty well. The match ended with the count out with Kofi Kingston and Dolph. I thought it was going to end in the double count out, But Kofi Kingston was able to make it to the ring. Dolph Ziggler was going to make it to the ring, but Dolph Ziggler retained the title despite the fact that if he gets disqualified, Kofi Kingston will be crowned the new champion. But it turned out they didn't say count out, so they always find a shortcut out of this stupid match, especially Vicky Guerrero, who's like his shortcut. It's like, it's very ridiculous. I wanted Dolph Ziggler to like start winning matches on his own and really prove that he doesn't need Vicky Guerrero. That's what I want to see. Especially Eric Escobar. It was pretty ridiculous how he got released and then their relationship split. I was really upset about that. Very ridiculous. I think Eric Escobar could have won. John Morrison would have won the title back, but we'll see how it goes without Vicky Guerrero, Dolph Ziggler. So we'll see how far it goes from there. So apparently shortly after that there was another match. Let's see what else happened. Alberto Del Rio, and I forgot the guy's name, but he was some jobber. The guy did some halfway through the match. He did get an upper hand, but Alberto Del Rio gets the upper hand through the remainder of the match, nailing his armbar submission hold, which gets him the victory. And then he continues to brutalize attack to send a powerful message to Rey Mysterio. So apparently Alberto Del Rio gets the personal ring announcer, and I gotta say the personal ring announcer and the whole car is pretty great. But I gotta say he is like JBL with the towel and the boots and stuff. It's just the only difference is he doesn't like wear a ridiculous cowboy hat. So that's where it comes from here. But he is like JBL a little bit. He compares like JBL, but has the same charisma as Eddie Guerrero when he drives down the limo. But he's still like JBL because he's like this rich entrepreneur guy saying they're all liars. So, but he's probably better. Alberto Guerrero's carrying better charisma than JBL, and I gotta say he's starting to impress me a lot. Alberto Del Rio, I mean, really impressing me a lot. And I gotta say I like him more than JBL. I mean, JBL is more of a jerk, and Alberto Del Rio, even though he's a jerk, they're probably gonna try and make him a more despicable heel, so the fans could really hate him a lot. And that's what they probably do with heels. They do something so despicable that they can get a negative reaction, because I think that's what they want to see, here and there. So moving on, there was I already talked about Big Show and Luke Gallows, and I would say I wasn't too impressed about that match. It was very surprising how the night started. So there was a segment with Hornswoggle and Theodore Long, and I gotta say with Theodore Long and Hornswoggle has appeared in the bushes again after Theodore's conversation with Rosa Mendes. Rosa Mendes really sweating her butt off, or her buttons off, really working out and stuff. I gotta say, when will we see Rosa Mendes in the ring competing? I don't know if she'll be a heel or a face, or when she's gonna turn against Lay Cool. Because Rosa Mendes, may not join Lay Cool. They're probably gonna offer it to Melina. And I think Melina's going to turn down the offer ever since doing the picks. She did the picks with Cabal, and I have to say Cabal's making a great impact. He's really impressing me so far. Cabal and Cabal was making a good impact, and him being in the backstage segment, he was very quiet, and he said flawless. It's like he wasn't even here, and it's so weird for him tagging along with Lay Cool, and it's like he's still very quiet most of the times, but at least his character has really changed a lot ever since being with Lay Cool, and I gotta say I really like it. Cabal and Lay Cool, I'm starting to like it a lot, and I gotta say it was a great pair up with Lay Cool, but I want to see him become the next breakout star. See how it's gonna build up for Lay Cool. But furtherly after that, there was Hornswoggle who spied on Teddy Long. Hornswoggle played charade, saying the lay down, and then he put on his glasses, saying Lay Cool. He got it, and then he's saying he's inspired on Lay Cool. I want to see where Hornswoggle and Lay Cool angle goes with this. I don't know what the angle will be, but Raw's 900 episode, we're going to see a lot from here and there. So I'm hoping I see what was going on from there. So we'll see what happens. Moving on, the main event started with Kane and the Undertaker. Undertaker returns and made a powerful address that he said he accused almost everyone, but he does not pardon the guilty, which exposed he was guilty, and Kane was guilty. He could have said a long time ago he vegetated the Undertaker and decides to punish everyone in the locker room, but he was a face at the time, so they probably wanted a heel turn to go with Kane, so which Kane is now a heel. And it turned out Kane addressed that he was gonna vow on his mother's grave to do the same punishment he nailed at SummerSlam. But then The Undertaker countered, which he said it's going to end. Kane countered when the Undertaker said it's going to end the same way with him nailing the tombstone, getting the victory. I gotta say, it's going to be a big climax. Hopefully this goes till Night of Champions. I'll be very excited if it goes from far there. And I gotta say, I'm getting pretty excited about this Kane and Undertaker angle with the World Heavyweight Champion in there. Undertaker saying he does not deserve the World Heavyweight Championship because he thinks he did cheap shot after cheap shot. And I gotta say, I kind of agree with them, but at the same time, it's great Kane's World Heavyweight Championship. It makes him more proud of him vegetating the Undertaker after that powerful address. Both equal mic skills from Undertaker and Kane. And I gotta say, this feud is going to go even to prove who is the best Brother of Destruction. Ronald Khalees, man. I'll see you later, man. Peace.